I need to be careful here because there's not much new information and updates on the Summer Wells case recently, and I don't want to spread something or information without explaining how I stumbled across it. I was reading some comments this week by one creator on another creator's channel about people coming forward and talking to YouTubers and people on Twitter and stuff like that. This was in relation to the Monkey Michael Vaughan case, but they called the ones that did official, in quotes. And I was going to make a video and talk about how ridiculous that is, to use the word official as coming out and talking to people in the public. And there does seem to be a lot of creators who make videos on the Summer Wells case and maybe don't necessarily follow any other case or haven't followed any other case before, this deep anyway. And that's grand, but the idea of officially is ridiculous because the only official people are the LE and the TBI and the FBI. There's nothing official about coming out talking to strangers. What matters is what they said to the FBI. And to go about showing that, I was going to show the actual official updates from the Summer Wells case, because I know a lot of people and these creators are following that, because these people forget how little there is there. Because if we were to go off that official information, they would have nothing to talk about. People have one rule for one case and another rule for another case, depending on their own confirmation bias. It's the same with polygraphs, same crap there. But anyway, I was looking for the official TBI updates. The TBI updates on the Summer Wells case. Just to show how little there is. We're not getting timelines. We're not getting who came out and said what, who seen her that day, anything like that. It's probably less than the Michael Vaughan case. You don't get that stuff in cases. That's normal. It's an active, ongoing missing kid case. But I was having trouble finding some of the updates. Also very frustrating that FBI, TBI, Fruitland Police can't seem to optimise their own websites for official updates. They're very difficult to find on Google. Sometimes you don't get them on the first 4 or 5 pages. A lot of the times you just have to go directly to the website and search. And that's what I was doing here. So I went directly on to the TBI website, tn.gov/TBI, and on there I searched Summer Wells. That brings up 6 results. The first 3 are copies of the Amber Alert, landscape and portrait mode. 2 of them are the same. The 4th one is the active missing child alerts page. It's a link back to that page. This is the page where all the alerts for the kids in Tennessee are. And it's normal to have that there in the search results. The 5th and 6th are 2 locations on the website where a document is uploaded. It's a document that the exact term Summer Wells has a search term entered against it for. Someone on the back end of the website on 2 separate uploads has entered Summer Wells as a search term to bring this document up. Summer Wells is a relevant search term to this document. Did they do it for all the other kids on the website? No, I checked straight away. They didn't. This is a document from 2011, so it also seems like a retrospective thing. I imagine this document is uploaded a while. Someone went in and updated the search terms to show Summer Wells is relevant to this document. Like, that's a deliberate action. Someone is updating the website, entering her name, 2 separate locations to this document. To me, it kind of feels like a "we told you so" from the TBI to the Tennessee General Assembly. It's a shocking document. I would encourage anyone who hasn't read it and is following this case to just have a read of it. Read a letter from the director on page 5 where he talks about how this is a crime that is little known and rarely publicised. Page 12 has a part on the issue in Tennessee where it talks about the TBI taking down 29 people from a Somali gang. They talk about a man from East Tennessee that was arrested for trafficking over 400 women. 400. They talk about the experiences of those who are prosecuted and trafficked. They talk about how the way the law is there, it means that there's a lot of victim blaming going on. And the research questions say it all. I'll put a screenshot here, but the gist of it is, to what extent does it exist? To what extent does it exist in minors? Are the laws good enough to prosecute people? Are the laws good enough to protect victims? What services are available for the victims? Are the police, attorneys, judges trained to deal with it? And are social services trained to deal with it? No prizes for guessing what the answers to those questions are. I think you can guess. But it shows a correlation also between the interstate highway. It shows the lack of convictions. Nobody's getting convicted from this, very few. It's a big, big problem in Tennessee. A big problem everywhere, but definitely in Tennessee. They have the results of 3 focus groups that's broken down into West, Middle and East. They're all pretty much the same except for how they word their answers. East Tennessee talks about the laws being rubbish, people getting away with it, traffickers are underground and very tech savvy, training, resources, treatment does not exist. There is 2 shocking case studies, Carrie's story and Rachel's story. I'm not going to read them out here because it's just awful. But do have a read of them because it gives you a good idea. The document will be linked in the description box here. And it kind of closes them with a few interesting things as well. It said in some instances it's very, very obvious and clear that law enforcement and social services are not working together. Sex trafficking exists in 100% of Tennessee and minors sex trafficking in 72% of the counties. 90% of the people that were questioned say they're not trained to deal with it. Resources are non-existent. The laws are rubbish. They're telling us that SA reports of children are way, way more common than people actually realise, but they just can't do anything about it. They can't deal with it. And it's shocking, some of the things in this report. But back to what I was saying. Why is Summer Wells a search term for this report? This document is brought up for Summer, it's not brought up for other kids. And it seems to me like, obviously, if this is coming up under the search of Summer Wells, that there is a link. What happened after this report? This was 10 years before Summer went missing. 10 years. My guess is nothing. Nothing. And now this report is being held up as a "we told you so." Did the laws change since this report? Did they get the resources that they were screaming for? Did they get the training that they were crying out for? My guess is no. Who manually entered Summer Wells' name against this document? 2 separate uploads. Why did they do it? Do they know something we don't know? Were they asked to do it? Is this report talked about a lot internally in the General Assembly, TBI, as a, hey look, they tried to tell us? Or even in the TBI, we tried to call this out. 10 years before she went missing, we told you there was a problem. What is the link? Why is this coming up under Summer's name? Because it just seems odd to me that on one hand the TBI is saying it's a possibility, it's a strong possibility that Summer could have just wandered off and got lost. But then when I search your website for her name, this document comes up. That doesn't add up. Let me know what you think. Am I looking too much into this? Just seems a bit odd to me. Good luck, God bless, have a good day.